A world of indie games. Quite often underestimated in comparison to the universe of AAAs, yet it's here where some of the most amazing of nature's spectacles take place.
Indie games have really blown up in recent years, and in this video I go through 10 must-buy indie games on the Nintendo Switch. If you're a hardcore gamer, none of these will come as a surprise, but watch to the end anyway and comment if you feel like it. So in no particular order, let's dive straight in. I thought I'd get this one out of the way first, as I'm pretty sure I've mentioned it about 4 or 5 times on my channel already. Moonlighter is a roguelike game about a shopkeeper that dreams of becoming a hero. To make a living, he needs to venture into the dungeons near his town, defeat strange enemies and loot items he can sell at his shop during the day. Managing the gold from these sales wisely is the only way he'll get strong enough to open the last dungeon. Moonlighter has procedurally generated dungeons, extremely hard bosses, tons of cool items and more. This one is usually under £10 or $10 on the eShop, and I cannot recommend this highly enough, so just go buy it now if you have the spare money. For something a little spooky post-Halloween, we've got you covered with Oxenfree. Oxenfree is a supernatural mystery graphic adventure game developed and published by Night School Studio. The game was released for Nintendo Switch back in 2017, and in Oxenfree, players assume the role of a teenage girl named Alex on a weekend trip to a local island. After seemingly supernatural events occur, Alex and her friends must unravel the secrets of the island. This is a great little gem, and you can usually beat this in around 4 or 5 hours. Now, if you're getting a bit bored of Animal Crossing New Horizons, although I'm not sure that's possible for a lot of people, Starlight Valley may be a game worth checking out. The game essentially takes everything the Harvest Moon series does well and improves on nearly every aspect. In Stardew Valley, the player takes the role of a character who takes over his or her deceased grandfather's farm in a place known as Stardew Valley. The game is open-ended, allowing players to take on several activities such as growing crops, raising livestock, crafting goods, mining for ore, selling produce and socialising with the townsfolk. You can even get married and have children in this game. It also allows up to 3 players to play online together as well, so there's that as well as a bit of a selling point. The Unravel series is a puzzle platformer video game developed by the Swedish company Coldwood Interactive. The game centres around Yarny, a small creature made of yarn, and the player must navigate through the environment utilising the unravelling yarn which makes up Yarny to solve puzzles. You must also avoid dangerous creatures and traverse obstacles. It's one of the best puzzle platformers on the Switch in my opinion, and both 1 and 2 are just as good as each other. Dead Cells is a game that has raised a lot of popularity over the years since it was released back in 2018, and some people don't even realise that it's an indie game. Dead Cells is a roguelike action platformer video game inspired by Metroidvania style games, developed and published by Motion Twin. The player controls a massive cells that occupy and control the body of a deceased prisoner at the start of each game. As they explore a series of dungeons and fight the creatures within, they collect weapons, skins, abilities, power-ups and money. This is great fun and challenging, and definitely worth a go if you haven't tried it already. Now, I have another horror style indie title for you. The tension is something a little bit different. Developed by Taiwanese game studio Red Candle Games. The game itself is set in 1960s Taiwan during the White Terror, a period of martial law and suppression that lasted over 38 years. 2 students find themselves trapped in Greenwood High School and stalked by evil creatures called the Lingered. They have to hide from the monsters while making their way through the school, uncovering terrible secrets along the way. The relentless atmosphere of dread makes the game one of the strangest and scariest games I've played recently, and if you're into horror, you should definitely give this one a go. Golf Story is a top-down adventure game based on the sport of golf. The game follows a down-on-his-luck golfer attempting to reclaim his childhood love of the game, passed down to him by his father after not playing the game for over 20 years. The player character attempts to impress his estranged wife and play on the professional tour. The game is presented as a traditional role-playing game, with the character gaining skills and power and accuracy. If you want a sports RPG, there's not many around at all. To be honest, I can't think of any off the top of my head. Then this game definitely has you covered. If you're into old style dungeon crawlers, then One More Dungeon has you covered. Being a nameless adventure seeker, your job is to reach the final level deep within the dungeon and destroy the monsters that are used by forces of evil to invade the world. Use a melee weapon, magic staffs and antique artifacts to burst way through the hordes of enemies inhabiting a few game areas. Each level is procedurally generated with over 30 different enemies to conquer and 80 items to collect. If dungeon crawlers are your thing, I cannot recommend this game highly enough. Blossom Tales is a bit of an old NES/SNES Zelda clone done very well. In Blossom Tales you explore a vast world in a classic action-adventure fashion as Lily, Knight of the Rose. In the game you slash your way through monster-infested dungeons to save the kingdom of Blossom from eternal darkness. You collect unique weapons, spells and more during your journey to take down powerful bosses and solve clever puzzles. If you like the classic Zelda games, this is probably going to be a game for you. Now, if you're looking for a 2D side-scroller better than most in recent years, then Shovel Knight is definitely my choice. The game has received critical acclaim, won various awards and is considered one of the best video games of all time. Yes, it's actually that good. Expect excellent platforming fun, enjoyable storytelling and more. Not only that, you get all 3 campaigns packed into one title. I haven't got much else to say about this, but believe me, it's worth every penny. Any games you feel should have made the list? Let me know in the comments below. Please do like and subscribe if you've enjoyed the video, as it helps the channel and I do really appreciate every subscriber I have. And now I've hit my target of 250 subscribers, I am going to be doing a subscriber giveaway. I'm just waiting for payday. And until next time, see you later.